Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Newsmakers Podcast, sponsored by the Tippecanoe Gazette. My name is Greg Enslen, and today we've got some very exciting guests on the show. It's the Tipp City Area Arts Council. Who's joining me?
Woohoo! It's Lynn Shirk-Terrell joining you.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Sorry it's so hot in here.
It is not hot.
I don't have AC in here yet, and it's May 1st, and it's warm. Goodness gracious.
It is muggy out, too.
It is very muggy. My hair's gone crazy today.
And I'm Marilee Lake.
Hi, how are you?
I am the president.
Yes, you are.
Arts Council. Lynn is our
Administrator. The official title we settled on.
Yes.
You make all the decisions, most of them?
Between the two of us.
Yes.
Do you? Okay. Do you guys ever?
No, we actually have a board.
Yeah,
it's our board that makes
the board
decisions.
helps.
Yes.
The board is very cool. And just full disclosure, I used to be on the Arts Council board, and you guys do really good work. Very excited to have you on.
We miss you, Greg.
Okay, thank you. That's nice of you to say. If only I had more time, frankly. I wish I had. I wish I could sit on every board. That would be great. I think a lot of people know the Arts Council. They know of the Arts Council. They know about what you guys do, and they know about the shows. But I think I get a lot of questions about what other stuff do you do, and how is it organized. So, do you want to just kind of walk us through the Arts Council and how it's like structured, maybe, and then how people can get involved? That'd be great.
Well, our mission statement: we are dedicated to the promotion, development, and support of the visual, musical, performing, and literary arts in Tipp City, Ohio, and surrounding areas. And when we created this vision statement, we did it purposefully because some people, when they think about art, they think about visual art, and that's it.
Right.
And there are many different types of art, and we try to support all of those. We have, and our events that we have throughout the year do support all of those things. At one point, we even were supporting culinary arts because we had gingerbread houses. But we're not doing that one anymore.
That was always a tasty one.
That was
Although the
fun.
gingerbread houses were plastic, but the icing was tasty.
Yes, very good. You've got a lot of other events on here.
Right,
That's crazy.
right.
So how does the Arts Council decide what they're going to do? Like, they get together and like pick a list of things? And
some of it depends upon our board members and where their interests lie.
Oh, okay.
Because for instance, that's how the Writers' Camp started. Because I'm, in addition to being president, I'm also a literary chair, and so that was sort of the piece that I brought. And I've created the art camp. I've done it for probably 6 years now, 7 years, maybe more than that.
The literary camp,
yeah. The literary
I don't like
camp,
reading.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of. I don't like books, and I don't like reading.
I know, but we can tell you don't. Yeah. and what's really exciting about that is we don't ever have a large group because it by the nature of it, a large group would not work.
Right.
But they become a little community. And when they first come, they are very afraid to share their work or anything.
Yeah.
By about the second or third day, they can hardly wait to share what they've written. And they are so affirmative of each other, and they'll write together and come up with new ideas and all that.
That
and
is
so
great.
it's really exciting. And then we put everything together in a journal that they each get a copy of that when it's
That
published.
is so nice.
Yeah.
It says on here, Writers' Camp for budding writers in grades 3 through 7.
That's correct.
And this year, that's going to
And
be
you can
in
register now.
mid-June.
Registration is open.
That's
and
a good point.
There are already a number of people who have registered.
Right.
So if you'd like to participate,
Yeah, so if people hear something on here, they're like, "Oh, I have to do that."
It comes out in
They
the
pause the
flyer.
They got to pause the podcast and race to the computer.
Right.
How would they register for something?
You register through community services.
Okay.
And that's also true for our art camp, which is also in June.
Okay.
So, and that is filling up even faster.
Yes.
So,
I don't know what the
yes.
number is now, but it was about half filled last week.
Right.
So it may be full by now. I don't know. I haven't checked.
And you guys also have a website, right? What's the website address? Do you know?
TippCityArtsCouncil.com.
Okay. And if they go on there to register for something that they need to register through community services, there's a link or something like that.
That's correct. That's correct.
If you see the events listing on the homepage, you can scroll down, hit either the literary camp, writers camp, or the art camp, and that goes to the page, and then there's links to the community services.
Yeah, these two camps are registered through community services, and then in the fall we have a photography class that is actually for just using your phones, not for super fancy equipment.
To
or
take
anything.
pictures
Yeah,
or
to
just
take
to make calls?
To take pictures.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
to take
good.
pictures. And that is extremely popular, and it's for all ages. But it also you register through community services, and that one there we have an angel that takes care of the the cost for that one, so there is no fee to register for
nice.
that one.
Right.
That's
and Matt
nice.
Buer is the teacher for that, and he does
He's good.
awesome photos.
He's
oh my gosh,
really-
he's amazing.
He's really, really, really good. Well, I'm excited about the Arts Council that we have one. A lot of towns don't even have one.
Correct.
Tell me more about the structure. So you have a board, and then
We
you
have
have committees, or how does
Yes,
that work?
we have a board, and each board member is responsible for a certain area. And that's why certain things get covered that
Right.
way. That's because of their particular interest. We have a very busy working board, and we are in need of more people
Are
that
you?
really enjoy the arts and would like to join us on the board.
I always
Okay,
say,
that's
I always
good.
say you don't have to be an artist to have a passion for the arts.
That's true.
and we
That's
need
and
people
supportive
with passion.
of it.
Yeah, and be
Yeah.
supporting of the arts. And honestly, if we had an arts council with all true artists,
Nothing would get
Nothing
done.
would get
nothing would
done.
ever get. It'd be
That's
like
true.
it'd be
Yes,
like
nothing would
herding
get done.
cats.
Everybody would be pointing at everybody else and being like, "Yeah, you should do that."
So we have to have some of those, either both brainers or the organized brain.
Some dreamers and some doers is
That's
what you
right.
need. Yes.
Dreamers and doers.
So if somebody wanted to be on the board, what are you looking for? Are you looking for particular types of things that people are interested in, or is it just you need some people with time that can really pitch in?
What we need are people that are interested in the arts and have time to be willing to work. Because some boards, you just go to the board 4 times a year and you make some decisions. And
You show
somebody
up
else
and you
does
have
the work.
sandwiches and you leave. Yes.
And that's not true with our board. Our board is the beating heart
Right.
of the Art Council.
Correct.
And that's why you need to be willing to work to be on the
Right.
board. We do have that expectation that you attend the board meetings, that you chair one of the events or help co-chair an event, and that you are participating in most, if not all, of the events that we
right.
have.
And
there's
how
always
how
things
often
that
do you meet?
happen.
We meet monthly.
Monthly, okay.
We take a couple months off in the summer
Yeah.
usually.
That's
but-
not too
but
bad. People
basically we
can
meet
people
monthly,
can do
yes.
monthly.
Yeah, and we understand if you have to miss a meeting every once in a while because life happens,
Right,
you know.
right.
So, but the majority of the meetings, you need to be there
Yeah.
to participate. In the
I can
meeting. 'Cause
say from
it's-
personal
it's-
experience, they're a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to have a bunch of artists and artist type people sitting around and brainstorming.
and
It's a lot of
sometimes-
fun.
And sometimes we bring food.
There's almost always cookies. There's always cookies. Almost
Well,
always.
if we forget
cookies.
to bring food, we meet at Tipp Center,
Mm-hmm.
and Sheila Ingram usually has food for us if we need it.
And the public is invited to,
Right,
to
yes.
come by our board meetings. So we meet at 7:00, second Tuesday
Hmm.
at the Tipp Center, and come in the back because the back is the front. And anyone's welcome to pop in and just hang out with us for a couple hours and see what we're all about.
Yeah, it does sound like you guys do need board members. So, how many are you looking for? Are you just looking for a clutch of them?
We can. Our
2 or 3, 3
our
or 4?
regulations say, our bylaws say that we need to have. We can't have more than 15. We can't have less than
99,
Nine.
Less than 9, right.
So-
right. So
but-
we would like to have at least 12.
35.
Yeah.
So,
at
and right
least
now we're right
35
at
is
9.
not a good number.
So we need at least 3 more, maybe 4 more would be
Yeah,
very good.
right.
Would be very ideal.
Great. And how would people, if they were like, this is my dream, I want to be on the Arts Council board, how would they get their information to you guys?
Okay, you could get on the website and look up either board apply or type in / board apply. And a questionnaire will come up and information that you would fill out so we know about you and so can sort of see how the fit would be. We would invite you to a meeting to see if this is truly what you'd like to do.
Right.
And then, of course, it is a board decision on who board members would be. But we would welcome anyone to come and apply.
That's
Yes.
awesome. And there are cookies. So
There are cookies. Always good. Chocolate sometimes too.
how did the Arts Council get started? Has it been around a long time? Is that a
They first started organizing. They did windows
Right,
in
right.
2009.
Windows on
And
Tippecanoe?
Ellen-
I have one of those.
Yes.
Ellen Cotterman
Yep.
was in charge of all basically, if it hadn't been for Ellen, we would not exist.
Right.
So in 2009, they did windows. This was actually before both of our times. I didn't get going until the next year.
Right. And it was not an art council at that time. Ellen had seen this happen in another community
Right.
she had lived in and wanted to bring that to Tipp. And
Right.
so what happened was the artist took like a window frame, and they created whatever they wanted, and they were all displayed outside on a building.
Site of Midwest Memories.
Right. And then they were auctioned off.
Yeah.
And that money became the core of what became the art council then.
It was our starting.
It was a
fund.
great event. I love that. And I remember the people standing in the parking lot and looking at all the windows. It was great. I got one of them with an alien head. It was good.
How very appropriate.
And from
Yeah.
the Windows project, then I think they were doing farmers markets
Right,
down at
right,
that time.
they were, yeah.
Because they were the Tipp Arts Council before they were the Arts Council had a booth, and they were getting members. And I happened along, and my aunt was at the booth, and she said, "Lynn, you have to join. You have to join."
You have to.
Yeah, that's when they were just creating it, right?
So
yeah,
unbeknownst to me, I became a charter member.
Right.
There you go. And Ruth Safry, was she involved with that at the beginning?
Ruth was-
And Ellen and
Yes.
Ellen and Molly Spencer
Yes, yes.
and Randy Lukens. I believe the Gilmores were involved
right,
at that time.
right. Yes, they were. They were charter members.
Um,
yeah.
and that was
Gail
2010
Stillman.
in there somewhere, 2011 in there somewhere.
Yeah, 2009.
Oh, 2009. All right.
I'm excited
All right.
about hearing about the vision statement you've got here. It's nice.
Right, yes.
This is exciting.
Our vision statement is the Tipp City Area Arts Council envisions a thriving community where the arts inspire creativity, foster cultural appreciation, and bring people together. Through support, education, and engagement, we make the arts an integral part of life in Tipp City, Ohio, and beyond. For the past 16 years, Tipp City Area Arts Council has provided arts-related programs for our community, supported area organizations and schools in providing art-related events projects, and promoted our member artists, both budding and professional. We have in the past and will continue to collaborate on or support special art events in our community.
That is great. That is really, it's nice to see it all like encapsulated in one
Right.
statement
right.
because it really does hit all the high points of exactly what it is that you're trying to do as an organization.
That's correct.
And sadly, a lot of organizations don't seem to have that kind of like, this is what we're doing, and we're not going to wander off the reservation from
right,
this. You know, let's also do poker night. And you're like, why? What's that for? And they're like, because it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a quarter auction.
You do, you do, but there's a reason
yes,
for
there
it.
is a reason for it.
And that's for our fundraising. But even that becomes sort of arty too,
Yeah.
because we do have lovely baskets, and some of them contain. We have some that contain art.
Art.
We also have some paintings
Right.
that are part of our
People,
quarter auction.
some of our
Yes.
artists, member artists especially, will donate art
Right.
for our quarter auction. So
That is great. That is so cool. And the list of events you guys hold is just, I know we talked about that a little bit earlier, but some of these events, it's just, I don't know how you guys manage to like track all this stuff. And I guess it's because you were saying the board members kind of like, you don't do all 12.
Correct.
Each board member does one or
they're
two.
responsible.
And they kind of
chairing
pass
that,
it
and then
around.
and then everybody helps out. with
That's
that.
nice. That's a smart way to do it because
Yes.
then you're not burning anybody out.
And
Except for Lynn.
well, we set up our calendar every year too, and
Right.
and many of these things are pretty much in place. But if we're going to add something additional, we have to look at everything else that's involved there, because we don't want to ever take away from a project that we're already doing.
Right. And you don't want to overwhelm your
Right,
board or your
right,
board
yes.
people. And Lynn, do you do all the social media for all these, or do other people like do their social media for their own individual events?
I do all the Facebook social media.
Okay, great.
And we used to have a board member that did the Twitter and X now.
The
and
Twitter.
The Twitter.
The Twitter.
She Twittered and Instagrammed.
And did she Tiki-Talkie? I don't like TikTok.
I don't think she did.
No, I don't think we ever
Tiki-Talkie
did,
wasn't
yeah.
a thing.
I'm
yet,
not a
and I
fan
don't
of
think so much.
Tiki-Talkie. I get on there and I get dumber. I can feel it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. But I don't have anybody to do that now, and I don't have time to do all
Now
that.
that
It's
would
a
be
lot.
if someone is really into that.
Yeah,
we
you
could
need
certainly
somebody-
use a board member who is very
Just-
very
they
good
Right.
at
just-
that.
yeah,
Yes.
they
Would you
just
take a
wanted-
board member that's like 11? Because I think that's what you need. You need somebody really good and really young.
Well, maybe if they have a child who's 11, that would work.
Need
That
a
would
little
work.
bit of supervision.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
that's at the Tipp Center, you also can view our art gallery.
Yes.
Because that's a permanent home for
Yeah,
our
so
art
the
gallery.
art
Yes.
council, so the Arts Council has sort of like their home base is the Tipp Center.
That's correct,
And you
yes.
guys have all your meetings there, and a
Yes,
lot of your
yes.
events are there. But you also have a permanent collection.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes. These are ones that some of them were donated to us. Some of them are ones that we purchased from like our plein airs and things like that. So we have quite a number of
We
things
just
now.
added-
And it's we have a number of 3D things that are going to be going on display pretty
Right, we just
soon
got a
there.
new cabinet.
Right.
Sheila Ingram
Yes.
owns the Tipp Center, and she is just
She sounds like a big
an
supporter.
amazing patron of the arts.
Yes. Sounds like she's really gone above and beyond to help the Arts Council find a place to live.
Right.
Absolutely.
And also share, find a place to share
Her
your
space.
collection. so
She
that-
actually put up all the lighting for us, and the cabinets hers too. So, yeah, we've done all the plaques and the frames if we need to and stuff like that for
That's
paintings.
nice.
But yeah,
It's a great facility
It is.
also.
It's
and they
amazing.
they do a lot of other stuff out there also. If you're interested in the Tipp Center, look them up because
Right.
they rent spaces and you can rent offices. They have a lot of event spaces for rent. So it's a great collaboration that you guys have with them.
Right, it is, truly is.
And that's another thing too. If you're interested in maybe helping or promoting a particular event, but you can't commit to being a board member, we can certainly use that.
You
help
still
as
need
well.
help?
Correct.
Absolutely.
Like Rusty Harden does our fine art exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
She needs help for next year because she's wanting to step away a little
Right.
bit more from it.
It sounds like
So-
you could use help on the board and also with
Yes.
all the events.
That's
Yes,
correct.
exactly.
Yes.
So somebody wants to is interested in helping out, getting involved in the Arts Council. It's a great way to meet a lot of really nice artistic folk. Also, if you're new to town, but you don't want to commit to being in every meeting, a good way would be to contact the Arts Council and say, "Hey, I'm new. I would love to help out. How can I help?"
Right.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Because we will certainly find a
They'll
job
find
for
a
you.
place.
Find a happy home for you to help
Yes.
out.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And so that's all the events that you guys
Right,
host.
those are community events. Do you want me to pop in here with our fundraisers that we're doing?
Yes. Do your fundraisers.
Okay, the other fundraiser coming up May 17th. There is a Chipotle fundraiser. And for that one, you have to have the little flyer. So the flyer will be available on Facebook and also on, I'll have Amy put it up on our website.
Okay, you
So
print that
people
out, take it in
print
with
out,
you.
Take it with you.
To any Chipotle, or is it just the one?
It's the Chipotle in Troy.
Troy, okay.
So Troy Chipotle. And I believe it runs from 5 to 9
I think
is the
so,
time
yes.
period
Okay.
that you need to go in and eat. So that's on May 17th. That's coming up soon. And then we have another fun fundraiser. And remember, all our fundraiser money goes towards our kids and our
Right.
scholarship stuff. So those are the two things that we try to keep really inexpensive for the children. So the other one is we are going to be going to a Dragons game in July, and it will be on July 23rd. But you need to purchase the tickets ahead of time. And I believe the cutoff date is a month ahead, so June.
Okay. And you
So-
guys get a portion of
and
that.
we get a portion of that too. And I will have that on Facebook as well, along with our website.
Okay, great.
Those are two places that people can find out more information about those fundraisers. Typically, we do a third one, which I think we're planning for the fall with Raina. Raina Spears is on
Right,
our board, and
right.
she's in a couple bands, and she has some duos that she plays with. So down at Little York Tavern, we've been going down there and listening to Raina sing and eat, drink, and be merry.
Nice.
So as soon as we get that date firmed up, we'll
Yeah.
have that on the website.
Put that on
Right,
the website.
right,
Yeah.
right.
They have good pizza.
Yes,
Yeah, they
it is.
do.
And you've got a little list down here at the bottom of community events. So these are things you're participating in, but you
Yes.
guys don't host these.
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct.
Because you're
Yes.
doing enough.
That is correct.
It sounds like you're doing a lot. There's
We
a
are-
whole list.
We are doing a ton, even more so this summer because it just so happened all these things were happening.
Right,
We're like,
right. And they said, would you like to help us out?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, do you guys ever have like ideas about stuff you want to do and you're just like, oh, nope.
Yes, we have a
Right.
project
Can't-
we're talking about that we want to do, but we haven't got there yet. So
Okay, well, when you want to spill the beans on that,
won't.
let me know.
I won't yet.
We'll have you on the show and you can break the news. That's great. That's great. Well, thank you for joining us. This is exciting. Anything else on the old Arts Council that we forgot to talk about?
I
Oh, we covered a lot.
I think we got I think we got everything, but you are looking for board members.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yes.
And you are definitely
And
looking
volunteers.
and you're looking for
Volunteers,
volunteers.
Especially for Canal Music Fest.
And you're looking for ideas for more events, right?
Right.
No.
Well, honestly, Greg,
That's too much.
sometimes you need to freshen it up.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yes,
You
exactly.
need some new
if somebody
ideas and new
came to the
thoughts.
board, and that's what we did when we started. Hey, I've got this great idea. Why don't we do blah blah blah? The chair auction that we did with community services.
Oh, I
Somebody
forgot
threw
about
that
that,
idea.
yeah.
The 6x6 thing that we did.
Yeah.
Art for all. We did. Somebody brought that to the board and said, and we said, let's go for it. Let's do it.
Yeah, and if people want to get involved in something like that, probably the best way to do would be to help out with some of the existing events now, and
That's
get to know
correct,
everybody,
right.
and
Yeah.
see kind of
Yes.
like what are you guys interested in doing, and then suggest new things.
Right.
Especially if you are young and you want to run people's Instagram, that would be great.
That would be fantastic.
We need they need some help with the social media on that particular thing. Well, thank you both so much for joining us. This has been a great episode. And if people want to get a hold of you, the easiest way would be the website. How would that?
Email tippcityartscouncil@gmail. The website has all of our information on it.
Okay.
Our phone number, which goes to a voicemail, and I call you back, is 937-543-5115. I always have to be careful. I have dyscalculia, so sometimes I reverse numbers.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
So I don't. I've said it enough, so that's right.
And a lot of people do that. And then you have the website, and that's where
website.
I always go.
And
Right,
Facebook.
right.
You can always get us on Facebook if you're on Facebook, but some people don't have Facebook. So
Yeah.
the Gmail account's the best, probably, if you want to use email.
And then they can get a hold of you through that if they want to volunteer at an event, or if they have ideas, or if they want to sponsor. So another thing I was going to say is if somebody want to make a donation, do you have memberships, or how does
Yes.
that work?
Oh,
And
yes.
that can happen right on the website.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you can become a member on the website. You can make a donation on the website.
Right.
And it's quite easy to do.
Right.
Okay, good.
You go to the homepage and it says join us and click that, and it takes you to membership page and donation stuff.
And is that just for artists, or is that
Oh,
for people
gosh,
that
no.
want to support the arts?
That's anyone.
That's for anyone.
we have people on the board that would not call themselves artists,
Right.
honestly.
Well, and we have quite a few members that are not on the board. Because you become a member does not mean you have to serve on the board.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
If you love art, if you love music, if you love going to the theater, then you're an artist, right?
There you go.
Yeah, or at least
Exactly.
you're a lover of the arts.
Yeah, and if you like seeing things that are artsy happening in Tipp, it would probably be a good idea to support that
Yes,
Right, absolutely.
exactly.
with your time or your money or your.
Or all of the
or
above.
both.
All of the above.
That's great. That's great. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on.
You are welcome.
Thank you, everybody, for listening today, and we will talk soon.
Thank you. So if you come to